So this is my longest Breyer conga. Hey there, it's DeeJayBe. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Darynn and we're going to talk a little bit about my favorite Breyer conga. So what is a conga, you ask? A conga is a line of model horses on the same sculpture in all of the different colorways. I like to think about a conga as three. So you can have two of the same mold, but as soon as you hit three, you technically have a conga. And so some people are really intense about this in their collections. So they will try to obtain every single horse that exists on that mold because they really love that mold. I don't collect like that. I only collect what I like. So I end up with congas just because I like sculptures, but I'm not trying to obtain all of them. This is my NAKOTA conga. It has grown to 13 total horses. This sculpture is called NAKOTA. And the reason it's called NAKOTA is because this was the first one to come out and his name was NAKOTA. It's actually one of Breyer's most popular molds as well. It's just a really dynamic pose. It's actually perhaps their most dynamic pose. The horse is curved quite a bit, which is unique to Breyer. The sculpture is also really unique in that it can not only stand the way that it's supposed to, but it can tip onto its tail, which is fun for play. He's also very sturdy. I like that about him. This was the only Breyer that will survive the earthquake. The rest of them will not. I love a good Mustang. I like Mustangs because they're usually a little bit thicker. They have lots of hair and they come in all the different colors, so I find they're not limited to a certain standard. I'm all about color, so I really like Mustangs. Alas, I really like NAKOTA. The sculpture came out in 2007 and it was sculpted by Kathleen Moody. A lot of my favorite Breyers are by Kathleen Moody's. They have this really beautiful essence to them. So we're gonna go through all of them and I'll let you know a little bit about them all. So the first one we have here is Shelby. Shelby was a Gambler's Choice online store special that occurred in 2023. So that means that you purchased the model, but you could get one of three variations. This is the Chestnut Tobiano. There was also a Blanket Appaloosa. The third one was a Bay Glossy, but I don't personally collect glossies. It's not my jam. I did already purchase this Fireheart that's in basically the same color, so it's kind of interesting. They have the same blaze, the same socks, everything. So I prefer the Glossy Bay on this Fireheart mold than I do on the NAKOTA, so I don't have that one. I just have the two. I'm not so keen on this guy. I think he's just a little bit off in the color tone. I'm not sure I'm actually gonna keep him in part of my collection. He may be customized. Next we have Isadora Cruz. She was released in 2010 to 2011, so she was a 1-year run. She's the only mare on the sculpture, so she's missing the stallion genitalia. She's not my favorite. I don't like pink skin, blue eye kind of thing, but I had her at the time because I was young for conga purposes. So she is one that I would part with if I absolutely had to. I kind of find a charm to her that she is kind of ugly. I did repaint her eyes, so she's no longer original OF. I've modified her into what I like because I still do like the color. I think Breyer just kind of missed the mark on the eyes a little bit. Next we have Sundance. Sundance was a BreyerFest 2007 special run. There was 1,250 of them made. He was one that you got as a part of your BreyerFest ticket, and I didn't go that year, but I was able to collect him later. He's one of my favorites. Really lovely paint job, really fun color. The next we have the BreyerFest Pop the Cork special run, and that was for BreyerFest 2014. Basically with those models, it's a surprise. So they have several colorways on one mold, and you go to purchase it, you don't know what color you're gonna get until you open it. So it's like a big thing that's a part of BreyerFest, and I missed it that year. I wasn't there in person, so I had to collect all of these secondhand. It was very stressful. They had the Palomino Tobiano, Chestnut Overo, and the Bay, and they also have a Appaloosa color. And then the very, very rare kind of exclusive one was a silver version actually. So there was 5 variations total. I just have the 3 because those are the 3 that I personally really like. all all had different run and numbers happening. Palomino was 720 made. This one was the most rare. He had 540 of him made. And the Bay version was 660. The Appaloosa version was 240, and then the super rare one was only 25, but then they also had glossy of all of these colors. So the glossy splits were like a little bit more valuable, but I don't collect glossy, so I don't really pay too much attention to that. This one was my most rare for a really long time. It was really hard to get him. I got him on eBay a long time ago, but he hardly ever comes for sale, so he's very, very special. Next, we have Toro. This was a flagship special run from 2016. He's a beautiful buckskin Appaloosa. It's like basically my whole heart. Buckskin, Appaloosa, and NAKOTA. Like, can't go wrong with that, so he's very special. I love him. Then we have my Pride and Joy Shelby. He was the Collector's Choice limited edition from 2008, so he only was available for sale January until June of that year, so it was like a short window. And basically that Collector's Choice thing was that you would submit colors that you wanted Breyer to make, and Breyer would go through them and pick their favorites, and then they would release like 2 horses a year. They did it for a few years in a row, so he was one of them. It was submitted by a collector. They wanted a Dunalino on the NAKOTA mold, and so that's how Shelby was born. I remember buying him in a toy store. He was very expensive at the time, and my mom was like, this is it, you need to stop collecting, there's too many horses. Obviously it was not my last Breyer. He was part of my carpet herd, so he was played with, loved, and he has scuffs and rubs. I did obtain a different one for customizing who was perfect, but I didn't have the heart to customize this guy. There's too many memories. They don't all need to be pristine. Then we have Canar, probably saying that wrong. This was a Mid-States Distributing 2011 special run, so it was certain states in the US would receive this model if they bought X amount of Breyer stock. They're a little bit harder to find. They're not impossible. So he's a really pretty Grula, and they actually added little feathers to him. Then I have the original NAKOTA. He was released in 2007, and he was the first on the sculpture, so it was very exciting to have one because it was a very dramatic release. Perhaps one of Breyer's best paint jobs to date for a regular run. He's just amazingly shaded. He's one of my favorite Breyers of all time. I have a really nice copy, and he's been around my collection since basically the beginning. So then we have the Breyer Connoisseur Moon Warrior. So this was from 2008, and there was 350 of these guys made. He's copy number 28. The Connoisseur series was like a higher end model series that occurred in the early 2000s. They did it over several years where they released a couple horses per year that were painted and executed in a higher quality. So they were all painted when the factory was still in the US. So they had like a higher level of detail. They were at a higher price point. They're very rare and sought after now because the quality is definitely unmatched. Now Breyer has moved into the Premier Club where they release not only the new paint job, but also new sculpture, and the numbers are not as limited. And the last one, my most exciting and favorite, is Burbank. Burbank was a 2008 Velvet Rope special edition. The Velvet Rope event was a collectors club event that Breyer hosted. Every year they do one of these where collectors come in, and it's like a whole event that they plan at either some horse ranch or some horse related thing, and it's a Breyer exclusive event, so they have Breyer exclusive models. So there's only 100 made of him to the guests of the Velvet Rope event. He's very hard to find. He doesn't come up for sale very often. I waited so long to own this horse. He was like the Breyer horse out of all of the Breyer horses. If I was to go on Identify Your Breyer, pick one, it would be Burbank. And the name also like holds a little bit of sentimental value to me because there was a period of time I wanted to become an animator and live in Burbank, California. So that's all of my NAKOTAs. There are 2 other ones I wouldn't mind having. Obviously Breyer has the potential to release as many more as they would like, but I wouldn't be mad if I could obtain a spindle top. He was a 2009 Lone Star Experience one, but there's only 12 of him that exist, so it's possibly never going to happen. The other one is Viero. I think I'm saying that right. Lovely, crazy chestnut Overo. Only 25 of him made. He was a BreyerFest raffle model of 2008. So 2007, 2008, they like pushed this model hard, and those are like my favorite ones. But like I said, probably won't be able to obtain him. I don't go into debt to buy these horses. This little fella was like too much money already, so you know, when you get into those low numbers, Breyers are worth a lot. So if you have either of those though and you would like custom work, commission work, I'll make you your own original sculpture. I'll do anything. I'll sell my soul. Hit me up, because I would probably say yes in that situation. I actually do have the mini version of Yarrow, which is cool. Breyer does this sometimes where they like replicate their old raffle models. So that's as close as I will get. The best one is the one that came out for the 2022 Breyerfest auction. And they took the NAKOTA mane and they shaved it off. So this is what the horse looks like. And so I'm just gonna comment on this vaguely because it's hilarious to me. The mold looks weird without its mane. The neck looks long and skinny, and to be fair, I think this picture just starts it a little bit. A lot of these sculptures are heavily based on a good silhouette, and so NAKOTA is like good silhouette. He has a really strong presence. If you take the one without the mane, not so nice. If I was to have him, I joked that I would name him Squidward because he looked like a Squidward. Not a jab at Breyer at all. He doesn't do it for me. He like throws my eye off, and I like the mane on NAKOTA. I don't want to chop it off. Later on Facebook, I did see the actual owner of this horse sharing it. You should probably just keep your mouth shut, but I thought I was funny. Ah ha ha, you should name it Squidward. And a bunch of people reacted to that comment, and then the owner came back and was like, that is the perfect name for this horse. We both laughed about it, and it was really funny. And that is my NAKOTA conga and a little bit of history on the mold and the different things about it. And comment down below your favorite Breyer mold and how big of the congas you have. But no shame if you don't have 13. I mean, it's taken 15 years. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Check out all my social medias. Give this video a like. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more. And I can make this a more regular thing if this is something you're interested in. We can go through some of my major congas and some of the sculptures and the history, because it's kind of interesting, right? Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. This has been DeeJayBe. You're great. Get out there. Make cool congas. I hope that you now will go and buy yourself a NAKOTA. It's worth it.